Hello, friends. It's happy Monday. This is so fun to get to be here tonight. I am absolutely thrilled and honored and humbled that Megan Milakovic, Diamond Ambassador, has decided to come on here and share with us tonight all of her wisdom. And I loved talking through tonight with her even and hearing what she was going to share and getting to see the slides and just absolutely mind blown at what she's going to share and how she breaks it down. So take notes. If you want to grow, drop a 1 in the comments and actually just unmute and say, I want to grow. Like, let's just participate and let her know we're here, because there's nothing more awkward as a speaker than speaking to people who are silent and there's no noise coming back at all. So unmute and say, I want to grow. 1, 2, 3.
I want to
grow. Like Jack and the Beanstalk.
Come on. Yeah, we're dedicated and committed, right? And I would have given anything to have been on a call like this and thought, yes, like I get to hear and learn and experience. So Megan, without further ado, I'm going to hit record. Oh, I've already hit it. And I'm going to let you take it away.
Okay. Hey, everyone. I'm so excited to share with you guys tonight. And we are going to be talking about vision casting and making an impact on social media. This is something that I am super, super passionate about. If you guys have spent any amount of time with me, you know that I love vision casting. I love talking about goals. I love drawing out of people their full potential and seeing things for them that they couldn't see for themselves. And so I want to talk to you guys tonight about how you do that on your social media, how you make an impact, and how this might be the missing piece in your posting. And so social media, you guys, is an amazing, amazing platform that we have available to us. And it's free. It is free advertising, you guys. But what I want you to ask yourself is, are you really using this tool to grow your impact and to maximize your business like you could? I mean, think about it, you guys. If you were running another business, not an e-commerce business like ours, even other e-commerce businesses that are out there, my husband specializes in digital marketing. He works for a university. His budget is millions and millions and millions of dollars that they spend in advertising and in Google to get people to come to their school, okay? We don't have to do that. We have social media as a free platform to use. So you want to maximize this free tool and resource that is available to you, okay? So if you are sitting there and you go to post on social media and you're like, I have no idea what to post. And pretty much what I'm going to be talking about tonight is Facebook. We're not going to be talking about ins and outs of algorithms. We're not really going to be talking about Instagram, although some of these things do apply when it comes to strategy and things like that. This is mainly on Facebook posting and on social media. So if you're really struggling with what to post, what to share with your friends and family, I want you to think about 3 to 5 topics that you are really passionate about. Things that you really love to share. Because when your mind is kind of narrowed down to these 3 to 5 topics, and you might be saying, I don't want to narrow it down to 3 to 5. Okay, that's still pretty broad, 3 to 5 things. But here's what happens with your brain. Just like when you get that new car and you start to see it everywhere, if you have intentional topics in your mind about things that you want to share, all of a sudden ideas are going to start popping out everywhere. And you're going to be like, oh my goodness, that would be a great post. Oh, this would be a great post. Oh, I can't wait to share that. Whereas before, you're kind of floundering and you have no idea what direction to go, what you want to share, what you're doing. So this is really going to just help you with that if you have those topics and ideas kind of written down. And they can change and they can move around, but this is just going to help you come up with ideas, okay? And then when those ideas kind of flood to you, just brain dump in your notes. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but if an idea pops up real quick, jot it down in your notes, and then you can go back to it later. Also, you want to ask yourself, what do I want to be known for? When people come to your Facebook page, what do you want them to think about you? You have to be really intentional about this. And this is a beautiful thing. Like, you get to choose that. You get to choose who you want to show up and be on this platform. So you got to ask yourself, what do you really want to be known for? And then be intentional about building that personal brand. That doesn't mean perfection. It just means that when people think of you, they think of XYZ, right? And then also, here's another tip for you guys. If you're wondering, how do they always have such great, pretty pictures to post? Okay, it's because I have a plethora of pictures saved in my phone from moments that I was dressed up and I looked really nice and I took a million pictures. So for a lot of you, maybe on Sunday after you've gone to church, you're dressed up, you look nice, or you have a special date night. Just take the extra 5 minutes to get some pictures. And then on a day when you're looking like a hot mess in a messy bun, right? And you have a really awesome post that you want to share, you can be like, oh, look, I already have all of these pictures saved. So you're not like, oh man, now I have to get dressed. Now I have to get ready before you can post. You already have those things prepared. That's going to help and save you a lot of stress. And then if you're going through and you've been thinking of your 3 to 5 topics and you still just don't have a ton of things that you want to post, okay? Go through and save some posts for inspiration that you like. But I want to caution you that you don't want to do that for every single post. You don't want to just regurgitate a post that other people have done that you've seen floating around that you really like. You always want to make it personal, but I would encourage you to sit down before you scroll and look at any of those saved posts and think, what comes to your mind? What do you want to share? What is authentic and genuine to you that you want to share with other people and that you want them to know, okay? Because sometimes when we just go through saved posts, that it's great for inspirational when you're stuck here and there, but if you get into the habit of doing it all the time, people don't know your voice. They don't know what makes you you, and people can tell. And we always want to be genuine and authentic and true to who we are when we are sharing. And last but certainly not least is keep it simple, okay? Figure out what fits you and your personality and don't overthink it in your posting. You guys, you know the basic reasons to post, right? You know you post to attract new customers for the products. Some of you post to attract for new business builders, but I'd say a large percentage of you err on the side of just posting about the products for new customers, okay? We also post on social media so that we can engage with our audience by asking questions, responding to their comments, replying when people leave messages, all those different kinds of things. And we also post to inspire and to add value to other people. We are here to make an impact bigger than ourselves. And we get to do that through this free platform of Facebook and social media. But there's a missing piece, and I kind of touched on it in the very, very beginning. There's a missing piece when it comes to this, and that is vision casting, you guys. Part of why I post on social media is not just for the new people, not just to get new builders, not just to get new people on the products, not just to inspire, but what I want to do is I want to vision cast for the people that are already on my team. Okay, I want to vision cast in my posts for the people who are the happy wholesalers, who are taking their products, who were falling in love with them, and they get a little glimpse and they think maybe, just maybe, they could do this crazy Plexus thing. Right? And so I want to pour belief into them by vision casting what this opportunity could do for them, what this could look like for them. That's what I want to do when I'm sharing. And so a lot of times that's not even a thought that runs through our minds, right? It wasn't my thought for a while. And then I started to realize that it is just as important for me to be posting and to vision cast for the people who I currently have as it is to bring on new people, right? We always want to be signing on new people, but you have people who are there, who are loving their products, who are just scared. Every single person wants to make extra money. I don't know a single person who doesn't want to make extra money, right? Everyone wants this opportunity, but they are scared and they can't see themselves, right? And so you want to post in such a way that when they are reading your post, you want people to think this could be my life too. You want them to see what's going on in your life. You want them to see what Plexus has been able to do for you, to see the things that it has been able to fund, to see the relief that it has brought your family, to see the things that you have been able to do because of this opportunity. You want to cast that vision for them. And so I want to share with you guys a few posts that I have done recently that are going to help you. And actually, I hit on so many different elements in these posts because you don't just have to stick to one thing when you do this. Okay. So in this post that I did recently, it says money doesn't, and first of all, you have to talk about the business and money in order to vision cast what this opportunity can be for people, right? You have to talk about it. And so it says money doesn't buy happiness, but it does give you options, like having the option to spontaneously purchase tickets today to a Predators game and surprise my hubby with an early birthday present. A few years ago, this wouldn't have been possible. And I'm so grateful we decided to choose an unconventional path that led to so many amazing, unexpected blessings. And a big thank you to my mom and dad for watching the boys last minute so we could go on this much needed date night. Perks of living next door. Also, another one of our dreams that's now our reality. Now, your first thought when you read that, did I say Plexus anywhere in there? Did I say, I love Plexus? Did you hear me say those words at all? I know. I talked about this being an unconventional path. I talked about what this has allowed me to do, how it has funded our dreams. And now you might be saying, Megan, I haven't been able to cross off all those things on my dream board. I don't live next door to my parents like you do. You guys, I was posting like this before we had all of those things, okay? I was making everything a big deal, right? You're posting about, groceries are through the roof right now, okay? Gas is through the roof. You posting and sharing about that, you don't have to stress every time that you go to the grocery store now because your card might be declined. That's personal, that's vulnerable, that's real. People understand that. You have to share things like that. So when you're reading this, the way that I have intentionally crafted my post is that it's not overtly Plexus, okay? I'm not shouting it out. I'm not saying that. But I am sharing what this opportunity has allowed me to do. So do not look at the things that I share and then you say, well, I can't share those things until I'm a diamond because I was posting these things as a silver, as a gold, okay? I was sharing the things that I was able to do or the dreams that I had in the future, right? And so then here's another example of the next one. It says, I share, it's super silly, right? I'm literally in the bathroom, have my drink, looks ridiculous. My computer's on a toilet, right? But it shows the flexibility. I'm being real. I'm being honest. So I said, we've been traveling for the past few months. And this morning, my office was a hotel bathroom. Show people you can literally do this from anywhere. And I share about the freedoms that we have. I'm not tied down to a schedule. I don't have to arrange my travels based on limited vacations. I never have to ask for time off because I can unplug when I want and my paycheck doesn't change. If you want flexibility in your schedule and encouraging community that will help support your biggest dreams, then we've got you covered. You can have a turnkey business today with endless training and support. Okay. So maybe Plexus isn't your full-time thing yet. That's okay. Maybe this story isn't true for you, but what is true for you is that, maybe you do want more flexibility in your schedule and other people want that too. You do have an encouraging community that will support your biggest dreams. You're vision casting for that, right? You're talking about how they can have a turnkey business and they can have endless trainings, okay? See what I'm doing there? I'm hitting all the things that people are worried about, that they're not going to be able to do this, right? That it's going to take a lot to get started. And you're letting them know we're here every step of the way. You are casting vision for the people that are currently on your team about why they can do this. Also notice, I did not say the word Plexus. I did not say, join my amazing team, okay? I said no such words because that was strategic. Okay. And you have to create curiosity when you are sharing. Now, does everyone know that I do Plexus? They sure do. But if they're browsing that, they're not thinking like Plexus, 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 Plexus. It's subtle. I'm holding my drink. I actually do have a Plexus sweatshirt on there. In the hockey game, Phil actually has a Plexus hat on. Like there is different things there, but I want you guys to start getting just a little bit more creative in your posting. Okay, you want to create that curiosity, right? You don't want to just share all of the details right off the bat. You want to leave them wanting more when they read your post. If you spill the beans on everything in your post and you are like Plexus, 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 right? You leave them wanting nothing, right? But you want to engage them. You want to intrigue them. You want to create curiosity around your posting, and you want to leave them wanting more. So here are some more examples for you guys about how to create curiosity when you are posting. You want to share what the products have done for you without really saying Plexus. Okay. And so in this one that I did, it talks about, I know that I sound like a broken record, but being able to be an energetic mom to my boys and being able to help other moms do the same is worth every single eye roll, unfollow, and smart remark, right? Mamas, there is a better way than being exhausted all the time. And it's possible to feel your best even after having kids, right? I am painting a picture of the mom that I know they want to be. I'm not saying, drink my pink drink, come buy Plexus from me. I'm painting a picture so they can see themselves in this, right? So the other vision casting ones, that was more about the business, about vision casting for people who are currently on your teams, right? Now we're kind of switching into when we're posting and creating curiosity to bring on those new customers, right? Or even really, you guys, to build the belief of people who are currently on your team. Right. I remember when I first started, it takes a little while sometimes for the products to work. And I remember seeing posts about Alita sharing about how she was able to do, the slip and slides with her kids. And I thought, okay, she's having all this energy. I believe that one day I'm going to have that too, but I didn't have it yet. But her post poured belief into me as a customer that I could also experience that. So you're posting for the current people you have with your products, and you're also posting about the business. This is a great way to build belief. This is why you want to be adding those people onto your Facebook so that they can be following and you can be helping your downline to vision cast for those people, right? I also, I share, for any friends who are tired of walking around like mombies all day, I have a little secret that will bring you back to life. And no, it's not coffee. I did not say pink drink. I did not say Plexus. It created curiosity. If somebody is feeling exhausted and they are drinking coffee all the time and they see a post that relates to, I could literally have done 4 separate posts in this one post. Okay. So I want you guys to take notes on the way that I word things. And it doesn't have to sound exactly like me. You need it to sound like you. When Alita posts, she talks differently than I do because that's who she is. She says things that I wouldn't say, but she's being true to herself. I'm being true to myself, but the concept is still the same. If you look at my post and you look at her post, we are sharing the same way and we are creating curiosity. Why would they want to take these supplements that I am taking? Well, because they don't want to be a mommy anymore. And I just told them I have a little secret that'll bring them back to life. That creates curiosity. I said, it's not coffee, right? They want to know, what is she taking? Okay. Here's another example, you guys. It says, this little pink drink has been making me feel like Wonder Woman since 2016. When you find something that works, you stick with it and tell your friends. If you're ready to ditch the daily naps and fatigue, let's talk. Again, I did not say Plexus or pink. Yes, do I have a pink drink in my hand? I do. And I get you. All of you guys don't have Wonder Woman costumes at your house. We like to dress up and have a lot of fun. But you guys, it's okay to have fun with this. Like, it doesn't have to be so serious all the time. You can, let loose, have a little fun in your sharing, and find a way to draw people in. I vision casted ditching the naps, ditching the fatigue, right? I hope that you guys can really see that. So when you are posting, it really needs to be a mix of both Plexus and personal. And some people give you different percentages. I do 50-50. I do one Plexus, one personal, one Plexus, one personal, right? And so I want to post consistently to let people know, right, that the doors of my business are open. If you just post haphazardly here, there, everywhere, people go, is she still doing that Plexus thing? Does she still take those supplements? I don't know, because sometimes she posts and sometimes she doesn't. When you run an e-commerce business like we do that is on social media, you have to show up and say, hey, I am here and I am open for business. But then you also want to make sure that half of that content is your personal life. People want to see you. They come there for you, right? And you notice that in all of those times, all of those example posts that I gave you guys, I was sharing personal things. I did not have any salesy graphics up. It wasn't overtly Plexus. It was us in our personal life. And you could see that I was sharing about how we went to the hockey game, right? I was sharing all those different things. I was sharing about our travels. That's why I was doing Zoom calls in a hotel bathroom, right? So I was sharing about our personal life, but I was still sharing Plexus. I was still bringing who we are, my personality into it. So there are, when you're sharing Plexus, you guys, there are really 3 reasons why people need Plexus, okay? People need Plexus for the opportunity, okay? So when you're sharing in that half of those posts, every other, right? You want to make sure that you are hitting on all 3 of these things. You want to make sure that you are rotating, sharing about all 3 reasons why people need Plexus. So we have the opportunity, we have community, we have the products, okay? So we kind of talked about that vision casting with the opportunity for new people and the people who are on your team, right? So you can talk about social selling, you can talk about e-commerce business, you can talk about that just as a whole and how great this is, not just Plexus, but how great network marketing is as an extra stream of income. You can share about our amazing referral programs. People understand that terminology of referral programs. You can share because of Plexus, we've been able to do, blah, 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 whatever that looks like for you. Okay. So there's different things that you can share in there. Also, when you have a post that you're doing about Plexus, you can also take your phone, put the screen on your face and share it in your stories. I said we weren't really going to talk about stories. This was just going to be about posting. But if you're already working so hard to create this content on your Facebook, don't just share it into your stories like in a written post, but like talk about it, like say what you're writing in the post, right? Or put together some personal pictures and then write out the things that you just said in the post. So that is you maximizing the content that you have already worked so hard to create. So use it in all the different avenues that you can, right? And people want to see your face. They want to see you. They want to see pictures of you. They want to hear you talking. They want to know what you've been able to do. Like the other day, I did a post on my Facebook, and I said, I think it's pretty awesome when your supplements fund your dreams. And it was a picture of us and our pool. Well, I also then made a story and I talked about it in my stories, right? And so I'm recycling the same content in different avenues. You want to share, obviously, about the product. Right? You want to share different testimonies. You want to share how these products are helping you. You want to do different health posts, but not in a super Plexus-y way. Okay. And then this one is also very important. The community. Do not leave this piece out. So many people need community. They need a positive, encouraging, and uplifting community. And that is what we offer here. Okay. So Plexus is so much more than just products and a paycheck. So please do not forget to share about the community. Do not forget to share about the impact that this has made on you. Like, why do you love this community? What has it done for you? Do you believe in yourself now? Do you have people that are cheering you on, that are encouraging you, that are believing your big dreams for you? Like, what has this community done? And make sure that you post that. I have some other slides that's going to go into a whole other thing, and I think that's going to be better in a part 2 about the 3 E's of sharing on social social media. So that's what I have for you guys tonight. I really want you to think, okay, when you are posting to your Facebook, you are not just posting for new people. You are posting to pour belief into the people that you already have. You have a gold mine on your team. You want to share that vision. You want to have people walking away from your post and saying, that could be my life too. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys.
Megan, I'm literally like, boom, boom, boom. I wanted to like unmute and be like, drop a one in the comments if you agree. It's so, yeah. Look at Latoya. She's like, I took so many notes. If you found this so incredibly helpful, drop a 2 just for randomness, a 2 in the comments to let her know, hey, this helped. It helps us to know what you guys are wanting and needing for help. But Megan, this was incredibly helpful. We're going to have her back on ASAP for session 2 to kind of go through all the 3 E's of social media posting. But this is so impactful. And Megan, I want to ask you a couple questions. I always like to do this kind of at the end. And for those who've been on here for a while, you know, I'm kind of like go jewel panel at the end. That's how we do. But any jewel on here is welcome to respond. But what do you feel like really was that shift from, okay, I'm starting new and I'm not sure what to post, but now I'm in it. I believe it. Like, what was that shift for you and how did you shift that on your social media? Was it, and what I mean is, was it like how many times you were posting? Or were you intentionally posting?
So it was a little bit of both. So for those of you who like kind of saw those posts that I did and you're like, wow, that was a lot of likes and a lot of comments for like Plexus posts and things like that. I would like to bring it back 5 years for you guys to the time in my life where I had like 2 or 3 people who were liking and commenting, and it was like Alita, my mom, and my aunt. Okay. And then sometimes my best friend Elena would pop in there, you know, out of sympathy. And I did not have a large social media presence when I got started with Plexus. In fact, it was like very, very low. Okay. But this is a skill that you can learn. What I did is I studied the way people posted. Now you don't want to follow a million people. I picked a few people that I wanted to follow that were very successful in the company, and I wanted to see how they did it. And then I learned, and I got really curious about how they were so good at this, and you know, different trainings, different things. And then I found my own voice, and I think that's really important for you. I remember messaging people and being like, how do you know what to post? What do you post? Where do you get that from? And they're like, well, you can just share what I do. And that works for a little bit, you guys, but it's only going to take you so far. You have to find your own voice. You have to speak the things that come out of you. And so I really encourage you guys, before you go scrolling on social media, you want to write your post for yourself. Like, you want to do that and post, and then you can see what other people are saying, right? Because it's really easy to kind of get lost in what is happening there. And so for me, I was like, this is a legit business, and I'm going to post like it's a legit business, and I'm going to show up even when I don't feel like it. It's not that I've never missed a day in posting, right? Like, I have, but when I switched to this is going to be my thing, like, I'm running a business, I'm going to show up, I'm going to do this. You just kind of share in a different way. And like with that vision casting, I was sharing things like when I was gold as if I was emerald and diamond. Like, I was sharing about our hopes and our dreams and those big things before they were there. So don't let that hold you back. Also, if we had like 5 people on our team that joined, I was like, we are in massive momentum. Unbelievable things are happening. And now it's like, yeah, we have hundreds of people who are joining, but I posted like there were hundreds of people joining when we had 5.
I love that so much. I did the same thing. So if you have a question for Megan, I want you to drop it in the comments or be brave and just unmute and say, yes, goodness, if I could have had Megan's talent and skill set, I would have been like, unmute, let me ask a question real fast. But my question for you, okay, while we wait and see if there's any more questions, is outside of that, how did you build your confidence in feeling like maybe you felt like this. I know I felt like this, was like, I'm a nobody. Like, I don't have a social influence. Where do you start? Like, how do you feel confident in doing that?
So I think a really important thing for starting to like build your influence on Facebook is you have to start engaging your audience more. That's like how you really build trust. And we'll talk a little bit about that in the next training.
Oh, good.
But asking questions and making it a space where people feel like their voice is heard. That's a really great way to build influence because people, it was like I wasn't asking questions where people could give their opinions or different things like that, but once people realized that if they commented on my post they were going to get a reply, I heard their voice, I heard what they were saying, and people want to know. That's a huge way for me how I built influence, was asking a lot of engaging questions, and then making sure that I was replying when people were taking the time out to post on my Facebook.
That's so good. Okay. Any questions? So any questions at all in general? Here's your jewel panel.
Heather had asked, do you have to create a new Facebook page, Meg?
No,
Yeah,
don't do that.
I just wanted you to answer that.
Okay, yeah, so I just want to introduce myself. I've been a member of Plexus for roughly 15 minutes. So I just wanted you guys, it's very nice to meet you all. Megan, your information is awesome. I actually, if you see my name in my box, I actually work for an e-commerce company. I'm a GM of US operations. But it's not my baby. I just help run it. But in any event, this is the marketing component. I'm on the vendor side, and this is fantastic. My question, and I know we're limited on time, is I do have a following personally for Facebook and social media, and I know exactly who I am personally for myself. Are you just saying to an extension of that and then folding in that into your business community? Like, I try to post about gratitude and family and fitness and things like that. So I'm just building off of that and incorporating the business into that. I don't have to start a new sort of persona around who I am as, Heather Lutzy in Plexus world.
Nope, it's exactly the same. You take the things that you are passionate about now, the ways that you are adding value, being positive. That was actually one of the number one things that people said to me when I started doing Plexus, is I would get messages from people and they would say, wow, Megan, I just thank you so much for being so positive on social media. You're a real light. I'm going to tell you, years ago, people were not saying that about me. I wasn't sharing. It's not that I was being negative, but I wasn't sharing positive things. I wasn't intentionally trying to seek out ways to add value to other people. So you keep your same Facebook, right? You continue to grow and add friends and expand that network. You already have people that are already on there. You don't want to lose those people that you've already built a relationship with. So you just want to add to that. And it's not that you're a totally different persona when you bring Plexus into it. It's you just find creative ways to incorporate Plexus into your everyday life and to who you are, and do it in a non-salesy way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thanks for jumping on. I love that you are on here.
Yeah. I talk to people for a living. My voice is hoarse, so it's never a problem to say anything. But I'm already inspired. So thank you very much for your time and attention to this, because it's fantastic.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
So good. Okay, the next question is a rhythm to posting for the month.
What do you mean by rhythm?
Beginning of the month, you want to have certain posts. I'm like the beginning, middle, end of the month, that kind of rhythm. Like,
I'm sure someone has a rhythm, but I don't. That's not my thing, but I can see how that would be really helpful. I do like to plan posts out like a week in advance, but I don't have any like beginning of the month, middle of the month, end of the month. Maybe in Megan 2.0 we'll get there.
Okay, thanks, girl.
Like how many posts a day would create?
No, I mean just like at the beginning of the month, I'm gonna work on sharing about the product. You know what I mean? Like on Mondays, I'm going to do products. On, the second week of the month, the end of the month, I'm going to talk about the business or, that type of thing, a rhythm to the month so that each month it's easy to create the post because
I think switching it up, like what Megan was sharing, like a product post and then a business post and a community post.
Right,
it's
right.
like personal and then product and then personal and then business and then personal and then community, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's a rhythm for
Okay.
sure.
So yes.
Yeah.
Post in rhythm, sharing those three things. I do post in rhythm. Thank you.
Yes. But I'm
Okay, good
wondering, like,
question.
I'm
That's
wondering
a
though,
question.
like, if at the beginning of the month, if it would be different than the end of the month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all,
Samples, I think, is a good thing to post at the beginning of the month. That's the only thing that I would do differently
okay.
at the beginning versus the end, because then you have like the whole month to work the
Right.
funnel. So if you're going to do samples, I recommend doing them in the first week.
That's
Okay.
good.
That's good. That is good.
Okay,
Thank you.
your next question, Miss Oprah, is how do you plan your posts ahead of time? That's a great question. That's hard to do.
So some of it is realizing that you don't have to post in real time.
Mm.
So like things could be happening and I share sometimes a week or two later. I mean, Alita just did this. You just shared about Bridge and the swing and the rainbow, but that happened at our house 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? And so it's like nobody else knows that. I know that because they were over out at our place, but it's things like that that nobody else really knows what's going on in real time. So don't feel like just because something's happening right then that you have to post about it. Now, sometimes, okay, like that hockey game that I took Phil out to, I knew I wanted to post about that and I needed to post that day. Like I didn't have a post ready. So before we left for our date, I typed the whole thing out. I knew exactly what I was going to share and I just needed a picture to go with it. So it was pre-planned, but I knew, okay, here, but if I had already had something else planned, I probably would have shared that like a day or two later. I'll do that a lot of times. So you can collect the things that you're going to post. I mean, I have like a stockpile of things at the moment that I can share because I don't post it in real time, if that makes sense. It's once a day is good.
Question. So I was on that asked that question. So when you're doing that, do you sit down like on Sundays and like plan out for the week? Like what does that look like you're planning?
When I go to the bathroom, I write my best posts. So that's my best advice for planning those out is I do it when I'm in the bathroom. And that's not like fancy. That's not, that's probably the worst etiquette to share on a social media training, but that's what I do because I at least have a few minutes before the kids find me that I can like sit down and think clearly and write it out. But two, having like a note section in your phone where you're always jotting down ideas. I have like half written ideas in notes and it's always there. And I just then when I'm can sit down and actually write a post, I go back in there and I scroll through and I'm like, what am I feeling most? And then I'll pick that one and start going. Also realizing that it doesn't have to be a book every single time. That Wonder Woman post was literally 2 lines long, right? Like it wasn't anything crazy. My post about the pool was a sentence about how supplements are funding my dreams. Like you don't have to overthink it either. And because most of the time people aren't going to read all the way down to the bottom, right? So it doesn't have to be long. Now, if long posts are your thing and that's who you are, then you go for it and you read it. And those people who really love it are going to read those long posts. So yeah, just have the notes in your phone. It makes it a lot easier.
I also love the question, how many times per day do you suggest posting? And, you know, it used to be a lot, right? It used to be like 4 times a day posting. And I will say, Joanna, if you've been on my Zooms, you know I'm a girl crush on Joanna lately. Joanna and Megan are like my people. I'm like, I follow you. I know what you're doing. And, you know, posting twice a day ain't going to hurt you. It ain't going to hurt you. Okay. But posting once a day will keep your algorithms moving, especially if you're starting out new, because I think that we who have a lot of engagement and we're like, okay, well, they're just posting this amount. But when I was really starting, and Megan, you can interject here too, but like posting a lot is not, it's just going to build your algorithms. So don't be afraid to post more than you wouldn't. Would you agree, Megan?
Yeah, because if you look at mine and Alita's, like a lot of our posts they are very engaging, so they have a lot of comments, and it will ride through the algorithms different, right? Because we've worked years to build that up. If you're not at that space yet and you're just starting, you do need to post a little bit more. But I would say bare minimum, you need to do every single day.
And posting to give you guys and not ask. Big difference. We're not asking for them to purchase Plexus. We're giving, right? Giving encouragement, giving inspiration, giving, hey, look, fund your dreams. You can purchase a pool, right? Or fun, like you don't want to have naps anymore. This is what we're doing. I can help you. We're not saying, do you want to buy Plexus, right? We're not asking, we're offering something. And there's a huge difference. We're giving a solution for a problem, not asking for, when I go onto people's social medias, if I see a lot of like, you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? Purchase this off me. Buy my coaching, buy my whatever. It's a turnoff for a lot of people. You really want to make sure you're giving, not asking and taking. Okay, Megan, last question. How do you get people to engage? I'm always asking questions and for input and nobody responds.
Okay, my question would be, how are you asking for input? Like, are you doing it on a word block? What does that look like?
Kelly,
it's like the last line of the post.
That's why. So if you really want to do something that's engaging, make it very short. You make it a word block. And I have some examples of these in the other slides, but you want to ask a question like, are you a night owl or an early riser, like an early bird? Like that's how you get people to engage with you. Or, when people like, what was your heaviest baby? Or, get people talking. If you put it at the last line, if you have a question that you genuinely want people to answer like that, if it is in a post form, you have to have the question first, or else people are not going to answer the question. But if it can be cut down into a colorful word block in the background, that's even better.
Okay, any other questions? This is the most powerful time I find is when we can spend this time. Yeah, Cheryl's agreeing. Last week was awesome because we got to do this together. So if there's any other if you're wondering, how do I use my social media to get people to purchase what I'm offering? This is the time to ask. Megan, this was powerful. It was so good. Drop a one in the comments if you loved her and appreciated her and just loved what she had to bring. This was so, so, so good, Megan. Thank you so much. We'll have session 2 available very soon, and we'll get her back on to share that. But this is so good. Thank you so much. We love you guys so much. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for taking your time to hop on here and hear the value. You hop on because you sense that there's going to be a value there. And we would never take that for granted. We appreciate that you see that. So thank you so much for hopping on. We love you guys and we'll see you next week.